There we go. By the time, yeah.
That's later, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ronnie, did you ever address just the fact that the whole world believes that the Eid rotated? Did you ever address that?
Oh, there he is. Okay.
You have the Haftarah.
Yeah.
That's right there.
We'll get him. Joey knows it.
Here, I got it. Just give it to me. Huh? But those folks.
I had his own.
The whole world, rabbis, the secular world, the Christians, the Christians.
So nobody doesn't think it's him.
No, but it says, if I made up, it says, that's a penny, so they know he didn't write it. It wasn't, so there goes enough for the, you can say. No.
Yeah, basic thing.
Like I've heard rabbis say the psalmist, like rabbis like. No, they also did. I never,
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody but that, ever.
No,
So
always David says this, that means that.
I'd say, Ronnie, that you don't refute that we wrote, but just, you don't even.
Oh, I do. No, I do.
Oh, you do?
Of course it has to be just because you have to talk about why the world thinks. How did it develop that they think it's David? No. That's not it. No. In the scholarly world, they no, that's not the case. That's of course not.
So
It's not. It's a mizmor to David,
right.
le David, not by David, right? And they all know. When I say they all, rational people know that many of the mizmorim are referring to the destruction of Jerusalem or are post the Chorban, many. So you can't attribute them to David. Yeah, many. So they know that. So then why is it thought of that way? You have to say. And of course, when you're saying that, only in the Haredi world.
You told us what.
And the Christian scholars know, the ones that are after, they don't say he magically wrote
You
it.
told us this in the summer, that they have to attribute it to Devi so that it will be accepted and it's more important and it sounds.
Yeah, whatever, all kinds of things like this.
The Navi is attributed to David, so the people will listen to it.
Yeah, you said that.
Right.
Yeah, we put that a lot. That's all one is like that.
That's right.
Attributed to.
What time is your brother picking you up?
No, I ate already.
Huh?
You're done with everything?
Done with everything. Free and clear.
Okay, that's good.
With your brothers?
What?
You with your brothers?
Am I with my brother?
You ate with your brother?
No, I did not.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know what time they ate.
Okay.
And,
Just let them know you're giving the class today. So my grandson Ronnie's already there, etc.
everybody, first of all, Saul and Joey, thank you for your contribution of I think it was very significant, and a lot of your suggestions, Joe, and Saul, a lot of your suggestions came in, and looking forward to all your comments.
Should they give you the comments now, or you want to just?
Morning, what do you want to?
I mean, do you want to sit with me, or?
Yeah, I'm fine. The morning it's better. I'm okay.
Well, tomorrow's his last day.
No, Wednesday.
No, he's leaving Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be in Safari tomorrow.
Oh.
You learn about Turkey. You want, no,
Whatever.
did you write them down, or you?
A couple of things.
Okay, good. I think the best will be.
Leave it with you, and if you need to ask,
If you
call.
write down the things.
Write your telephone numbers down. You write your cell phone.
Yeah, write your phone.
Call you.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
I'm gonna be here the whole day tomorrow, and
Yeah, so leave your cell phone numbers so we can call you.
I'd like to look at the Haftarah because it's the Haftarah, but also because of its connection with things going on today and
Haftarah the week?
the Haftarah this week. It's what's that? So one Malachi, yes.
Malachi.
The coming week.
Oh, that's what I said. I thought this place. Yeah.
Yes,
That's Malachi, that's interesting.
Malachi.
Miami.
It's whereas Malachi is in Teyasa, the last.
It's the last one.
It's right before Tehillim.
Exactly. And he's very short.
I don't know how totally what, but short,
three chapters, very tiny. The whole thing is about 1,000 words.
I like to focus on the Haftarot because there are a lot of values and concepts and things that go on. And one of the concepts over here is actually one that took hold very much in the Chazal. And it's also something that when we read the Torah, we always wonder about the bad rank that Esav gets. Right? When you look at the Torah, so part of it is coming from this Haftarah, and part of it is coming from what happened later on in history. I had when I was younger, I had a very
Yes, we remember.
Yes, remember
you remember it?
Yes.
Yeah, the young ones on over here on the phone right now remember me. Remember that thing about the I made a strong case for Esav and how he was able to at the end of the parasha that to hold back his anger and not kill Yaakov, and that even when he was coming with 400 men, he wasn't planning on killing him because what does he say at the end? Yikrevu yemei Evel Avi v'harga et Yaakov achi.
Mhm.
Was Yaakov alive was Yitzchak alive? Was Yitzchak alive when Yaakov? Yes, he was. And
They
therefore,
burned it together.
there was no way that he was going to be killing Yaakov
With his father alive.
with his father still alive.
Yes.
And other things, other people disagreed with me, including Rabbi Shammai Rani and.
That's right. I was waiting for you to say.
We remember.
We remember about that.
Why does the South get such a bad rank? And that's
They don't.
Yeah.
and so first it comes from what do we know about Edom? What do we know about Edom?
They were historically, they were born with Israel.
They're born with
They're
Israel.
the traders. They're the traders at the temple when right.
Well, start with Devarim. They wouldn't even let Israel go through, right?
No, that's not
They
it.
go around.
That's right. That's right.
No.
That's right. Yes, it's absolutely right.
But
Where were they the traders? They were They were traders.
They're the guys on the
When?
day of the destruction
Yeah,
of Jerusalem
yeah.
that are cheering in
Yeah.
the street
How do we know that?
from the 137th Psalm.
137 Psalm. I'll open that up.
137.
We all remember it. We all know. I'll not by the rivers of Babylon.
Want to smash
No, that's Babel. That's Babel.
That's Babel.
But by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Remember the whole song, right?
Right,
Yeah, we
right.
got her in Zion.
You all know it
Okay, but the part they don't sing,
well. Right.
the part they don't sing is the following.
Omrim aru ad hayesod ba.
Okay, so let's explain those words.
Strip it down to the foundation.
Aru is from it's more than Kuf Lamed Zayin, Kuf Lamed 137, and we have Pasuk Zayin, Kuf Lamed Zayin Pasuk Zayin, right? After im Mishkachech Yerushalayim Tirak Yisrael Alos Simchati Zechor Adonai Livnei Edom Et Yom Yerushalayim Haomerim Aru Ad Yesod Ba. So this is a pasuk that we should explain. Livnei Edom Et Yom Yerushalayim. They call this Yom Yerushalayim.
Yeah, he did some summer.
Yes, and here the turnaround to what Yom Yerushalayim is today. Haomerim Aru Ad Yesod Ba. That we're saying Aru, from what word is Aru? You know the word? We don't know the word?
It's not the Torah, to awaken.
No, not from Wagon. What are the big three sins?
Curse.
Aru, strip her naked, Aru, should see her, let's, in other words, wipe her clean, take everything out of all the treasuries, all the things. If we look at Ovadiah, that we're gonna read Haftarah or next week, maybe we'll read next week. We'll look at Ovadiah, this is also, so that's one thing. Edom was standing there, and Ronnie said, cheering on, take everything. Let's look at Ovadiah very clear, and then we'll go to some historical things that were going on.
Yes.
It's after Amos.
Also tiny.
It's also Amos, after Amos. The two ayins, Amos and Ovadiah, two eyes, two ayins. Amos, Ovadiah, in that order.
Yeah, it's super small, 271 words.
One chapter. It's one chapter, 271,
Twenty-one.
Really, 271?
Really? Yeah. And its 80th word is Beit.
71.
I guess that's what you remember.
Yeah.
Im ganavim, he
Five.
5, yeah, im ganavim bao lecha, he's gonna wipe out Edom, im shodadei laila ech nidmetam, halo yignevu dayam, they're gonna come and wipe you out. Why? Because of what they did, took to Pasuk Yud. מחמס אחיך יעקב תכסך בושה ונכרת לעולם. ביום עמודך מנגד, פסוק י"א, when you stood by, ביום שבות זרים חילו, when enemies, when aliens, right, took their power, their strength, ונוכרים באו שעריו, ועל ירושלים ידעו גורל, and they
Drew
divided up, drew lots about who's going to get Yerushalayim, like the Sykes-Picot agreement, right? How they drew lots over the whole Middle East. Gam ata ke'echad mehem, and you were with them. V'al tere b'yom achicha b'yom nochro, v'al tismach livnei Yehuda b'yom ovdam. No, you shouldn't have done that. Be happy about that. V'al tagdil picha b'yom sarah. This is Edom. What happened? What's that?
This comes up. Oh, it's
What happened? What did they do? Let's open up to Yirmiyahu, Perek Kaf Zayin.
Pasuk 18 is amazing.
Pasuk 18, go ahead.
Yeah.
Read it.
והיה בית יעקב אש ובית יוסף לאהבה, ובית עשיו יקש ודרכו בהם ואכלון ולא יהיה שרים בבית עשיו כי אדוני דיבר.
Boom.
Wow.
Okay,
Burn
this is
to the ground.
took us to there.
Wow.
Took us to read the last pasuk. Last pasuk. Ve'alu Moshim behar Zion, lishpot et har Esav, v'yitzal Adonai hamelucha. Okay, this is from here, from Ovadia. Okay, let's look at Yirmiyahu. Perek, I think it's Kaf Zayin, something like that.
Pasuk 3. 27.
27, it's not 27, it's 26.
Okay. You gotta go in 27.
No, it's not 26. What are we?
That's 27:3.
27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
V'shelachtem el melech Edom el
Oh,
melech.
yes, it's Kafzai in the beginning.
Yeah.
בראשית המלאכת יהויקים בן יאשיהו מלך יהודה, היה הדבר הזה אל ירמיהו מאת אדוני לאמור, כה אמר אדוני אלי, עשה לך מוסרות ומוטות, ונתתם על צוואריך. Right, we all remember this passage in ירמיהו. ושילחתים אל מלך אדום, ואל מלך מואב, ואל מלך בני עמון, ואל מלך צור, ואל מלך סידון, ביד מלאכים הבאים בירושלים אל צדקיהו מלך יהודה. What is going on over here? What is, look at this. What do we have over here? Edom, Moav, Ammon, Sor, that's Sor Sidon, that's Lebanon today. Sor Sidon. You have Edom, Moav, Ammon, Sor, Sidon, and Yehuda.
All the surrounding.
What's going on? Who's not here? What? Who's not?
Babel.
Babel's not here.
That's right.
Why aren't they called Babel?
No, they're trying to alliance against.
This is an alliance against Babel.
Right.
They were under in Tzidkiyahu. Who put in Tzidkiyahu? Who changed his name to Tzidkiyahu? Nebuchadnezzar, right? In 597, after he was 597 BCE, after he sent
The first galut.
the first Galut Yehoiachin. So now he puts in his guy, Tzidkiyahu, and he tells him that, and they've had enough of it. You might have echoes of this in the story of the 5 kings against the 4 that we read in Perek Yudalid, right? So this is like a replay of that. And Bavel comes in, and what the plan was to rebel against Bavel, And what happened? They told Yehuda, you begin. and we'll follow you right behind you. And Edom double-crossed. Edom double-crossed. So Esav, Edom, very negative in the eyes of Malachi and Chazal. So now let's go to our Haftarah. Now this negativity, by the way, we should know that it extends to this day. It extends to this day. I'm going to read it.
So you're calling them Christians? They're going as Christians?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
No.
In the world, in the Jewish world today, yes.
Right.
Malchut Edom is considered to be, well, because Edom got conflated with Rome.
Right.
When for the first 100 or so years, the Christians, the believers in Jesus as the Mashiach, were Jewish. In fact, there's a big machloket between the brother of Jesus, I guess from a different father, I don't know.
That was cute.
Yeah, brother.
Different one. Yeah. And Paul.
And Paul. Well, and the machloket was, if non-Jews want to believe in Jesus, they have to circumcise. Right? Did we speak about this last week?
No. He's doing a Shabbat on Mosaic and he's describing.
So do they have to circumcise or not? Because they were Jewish. It's like lahavdil. It's like those who believe in that the Rebbe of Chabad is the Mashiach and is still alive and is coming back and all that. It's very hard for people to suffer that loss, and but they were Jewish. They were Jewish, and Jesus' brother felt that, was of the opinion that they had to do circumcision if they wanted to follow Jesus as the Messiah. And Paul was I think he was born in Syria, but he went there. He was a good Syrian businessman. He goes, that circumcision is not such a great idea. It's not, can't sell. You can't, doesn't sell. Doesn't sell.
Well, actually, it was to sell to the Goyim, not necessarily
To the Goyim, to the
The
Goyim.
Jews don't have to do circumcision.
That's right. The Jews who believe this, yeah.
Not that we're telling the Jews you don't have to do it anymore.
No.
Now we have to be aware also something amazing. The Roman Empire was vast empire. And the Roman Empire, Salo Baron writes in his Social Religious History of the Jewish People, that fully 10% of the Roman Empire was Jewish.
Yeah.
That they were converting. And the Prushim, the Pharisees, in which the rabbis of their descendants, intellectual, spiritual descendants, the Pharisees would go far and wide to convert people. That was our approach. And this should be our approach today as well. In other words, we should be involved in bringing people who are secular, who don't believe, to belief in God, and belief in God and biblical religion, and
convert them, but not to convert them.
and to convert them if they want
At
to,
least separate swapping in on.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's not-
and to convert them, and to convert them, and to convert them. Yes. Why? Because we have the greatest thing in the world. We have. You take any law, right? Take Shabbat. Take Tarat HaMishpacha. You take these laws and you realize the tremendous benefit that we have out of these laws. Okay. So but the Christians, because they didn't want people to convert to Judaism, when the Roman Empire became the unholy Roman Empire in the Council of Nicaea, 320, something like that, when Constantine adopted Christianity as the religion of the Roman Empire, then and there were laws against conversion. People to Judaism instead of joining Christianity, and it became very difficult. There were very severe laws about any village or town that converted a Christian, the town would be burned. And so we adopted this approach of, okay, we don't want to convert. It's kind of like the Stockholm syndrome, where they don't want us to convert people, we won't convert people. We just go for quiet. But that must change. I believe it must change. And because that happened, because the Romans were behemoth, they were cruel people, and What was that movie? Gladiator. Anyone see Gladiator? It doesn't do justice to the injustice that was there, and it was a gory movie, and it doesn't do justice. It was cruel. People visit Rome and they say, "Oh, the Colosseum, oh, nice." It was Auschwitz. It was a place where they took sport in killing and seeing people die. I'm seeing cruelty. I mean, indescribable cruelty. There's a machlokes in the Gemara. Are you allowed to go to the games on Shabbat? Are you allowed to go to the games on Shabbat?
Watch a guy's head get cut off.
Why you can, so you could vote no.
So you could vote no.
So you could vote.
That's
So the
right.
mother says you can't go, said you can vote if you see it, you can save the person with your vote. In any event, that became the Romans became hated, especially after Bar Kokhba revolution in 135. Well, and the putting down of that revolution by Hadrian, Yemach Shemo, Shchikatzamot, that he should that he put a decrees, very severe decrees. And so the Romans were hated, and for good reason, by the Jews. I told you about Hagi ben Arzi, what he said, how we won the destruction of the temple, the 70 CE. I forget where I say things, so I said it over here. Hagi ben Arzi wrote a book, Megillat HaMered. He wrote 5 Megillot that continue Jewish history in a kind of biblical writing with chapters and verses. Very interesting. One of those Megillot is Megillat HaMered HaGadol, the Megillah of the Great Revolt. And his view is that since the descendants of the Hashmonaim brought the Romans in their stupidity and their infighting, there was mered after mered, revolution after revolution. One of them was the destruction of the temple. One of them occurred the destruction of the second temple. But we did not give up, and we kept fighting and fighting. Bar Kokhba was part of that thing until what happens? The Roman Empire adopts a brand of Judaism. The vast Roman Empire adopts the ideas of a Jewish boy from Nazareth and adopts many of the ideas. In fact, this Shabbat is the yahrzeit of
Jesus.
what's that?
Jesus.
That's in a month. Oh, right.
His birthday. January 1st is his Brit Milad.
Right.
One second.
I see that they made his Brit Milad day.
Well, no, he
was
was
a day off.
December 21st, he was really born. That's just Saturnalia. That's why it became the day.
Oh, it was really December 21st.
We
Oh.
don't know. No, we don't.
No, he wasn't. This is just
No,
a
it was a
bit.
day off.
They
That's
made
why.
that day because that was the pagan holiday.
Yeah, that was the pagan holiday, exactly. So, it's a Halabi rabbi,
Also, same thing.
Chacham
It's also Saturday.
Yitzhak Dayan. His yahrzeit is Bet Kislev. He died in 1965.
Saturday.
This Saturday. So he writes this. Now this is 1965. This is the 20th century. This is not Eliyahu ben Moseg, which is much earlier. This is a Israel Mitivam. Now in Halab they put Eliyahu ben Moseg in Cherem, right? And they didn't even read his books. They just put him in Cherem. Israel Mitivam, שהוא נחלה להם לאבותיהם, הם המוכשרים להכיר לדעת יסודי שורשי הלימודים הללו. Am Yisrael is able to know the depth of the learning. Shem mitziut v'yichud Hashem, the existence of God and His unity. V'lechen nivcharu me'az la'am segula. That's why we're chosen. This is what Arav Ham Yitzchak Dayan says. That's why they were chosen to bring out to the world these ideas. Melamdim la'amim mitziut Hashem v'yichudo. Ve'achat hakavanot lifazram, and one of the ways that we disseminated these things by goyim. Who why we were disseminated amongst the goyim? להודיע מציאות וייחוד השם לכל העולם. In order to spread, what's that?
Publicized.
To bring this out to the world. באומרם זכרונו לברכה, צדקה עשה הקדוש ברוך הוא עם ישראל, שפירם לבין האומות. As Chazal saying, God did a charity, a justice for Am Yisrael, that he dispersed them amongst all the nations. He's interpreting this not the way they intended, but in a midrashic way. What did they intend? Why is it a chesed that we're spread out? You can't call us all in one place. That we survive. But he's saying it that we spread out in order not for that negative purpose, in order to spread the word, to disseminate the word of God.
That's what you believe then too.
What's that?
That's what you
Well, that's why he's bringing it up.
That's what I believe. Yes, that's true. Bezot, that's for another time. Bezot hi Yerusha lanu me'Avraham Avinu elav hashalom, and that is our legacy from Avraham Avinu elav hashalom. Shu hikir et Hashem me'atzmo והיה גולה ומטולטל לפרסם ולמד לכל דעת אדוני ודעת דרכיו. He would go around teaching, preaching. ולכן תעודת עם ישראל היא לפרסם ייחוד השם ודרכו בעולם, ועשו והצליחו בתעודתם זאת כי יסודי שתי הדתות, the basis of both the religions, he's writing in 1965, שרוב היישוב מהם, most of the civilized world is from them, מתורת ישראל נלקחו, they take it from our Torah, שרוב היישוב מהם, וכולם מודים במציאות השם וייחודו, and everyone believes in God's existence and his unity. That's Chacham Yitzchak Dayan from Halab, dies in Israel at the end in 1965.
60.
About 60 years ago. Yes, this Shabbat.
You're saying it's a hesed for the Jewish people, or it's a hesed for the world?
It's a hesed for the Jewish people. It's tzedakah. He calls it a tzedakah. He calls it a good idea. Good idea that we was dispersed around the world. Now, so we have to admit that because of this came into not only the Christian world, but the Western world. The Western world has deep foundations. United States being an example, deep foundations on these values, and this is well known. Okay, let's get to our Haftarah. Now, and that's why Christians, the Romans were hated. Edom, the Chazal called Edom, the Romans, even though Edoms were not really the Romans, but Chazal conflated the Romans with them. Let me just. Yeah. So then there's another halacha. The Midrash Bereshit Rabbah says the following thing: halacha Esav sonet Yaakov. I remember reading Teshuvah. It's either I think it's Yisrael Moshe Chazan, Karach Shel Romi, or Yehuda Leon de Modena. I forget. It's one of them two. And he writes in the Teshuvah that they used to go, and I'm quoting now, Ma'achorei Pargod, la Knesiyah. We used to go behind the curtains in the Knesiyah to hear their music. And this is the Modena, I think. And he says that, and we should learn from them how civilized they are. There's no talking in their church, not like an hour. I'm not talking about hour, I'm thinking of his time. And how they have such respect, and that's something we can learn from. And we also learn their tunes. We learn their tunes, and we should bring them into our Bet Knesset. You have a red book over here?
Or what?
The red book.
His name. It's more funny.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I remember reading two tshuvot, the Tzitz Eliezer and Rav Moshe Feinstein. How could he say that? How could he do that? Tzitz Eliezer Wallenberg, he says, who is this guy anyway? He's, and Rav Moshe Feinstein quotes the Bereshit Rabbah that you quoted, Agi. He says, halacha, Esav sonet Yaakov. And he goes on to say, halacha, just like halacha never changes, This will never change. That's why it prefaces halacha. And by the way, the idea of taking music, general music, and putting it into our prayers is very early.
Mhm.
When in the Rambam's letter to Halab, Rambam wrote a letter to Halab. Anyone ever read that letter? I mean, I guess back then they did, but not anyone now. In the Rambam's letter to Halab, he says it's a place of Torah, it's a place of learning, a place of that. But they have two things they have to correct. No, can't you?
One of those major.
One, they're too involved in their business.
Okay.
Let's improve the back.
No, so you get it. Yeah. So then you get it. They're too involved in their business. And
There's a doctor.
and they take the music into the foreign music into their synagogues. Rambam speaks against it. But
By the way, that's 26 years old, that book.
Wow.
I think, what's that, turn it again?
I miss 1999.
Yes, 26.
We do.
That's the first time it was opened.
I guess you're not from the singing.
Your son-in-law.
Every time my father would go,
That's Nancy.
Throw some water, please. Every time my father would go into a cemetery, Tawil, he goes, I'm not of the singing type. I'm of the eating type.
I Rabbi and Yom Kippur, my nephew, Rabbi Tao, was Chazan next week at Sion. And all the tawils went, and everyone says that's not from the towel side.
Ham Yaakov in this book. Ever read the introduction to this book?
Never.
Ham Yaakov writes an introduction, very well worthwhile reading as a text of learning. And of course, we know, those who remember Ham Yaakov, he was a Kabbalist. He was a Kabbalist, okay?
Yeah.
Big time.
So, and as we learned last week, it's about being able to hear the language and translate it into the ways we can understand it. I don't think we should be dismissive of ideas just because they're said in a language that's archaic. In fact, that's what we do. We read things that are archaic and we understand them, try to understand them. ראיתי בעניין זה דבר חדש. Ham Yaakov is writing, I saw in another book, in the introduction to the book שירה חדשה, המשורר המפורסם, כבוד הרב רפאל אנטבי טבוש, דצ"ל, וזה לשונו. טעם לשבח וטעם כעיקר, הוא הנכון שנאמר כי בו כי טוב. Now listen to this. יען כי הניגון הוא ניצוץ הקודש. The melody is a spark of holiness. וידי שמנגנים בשירי אגבים, אז נטמע ניצוץ בקליפה. But when they sing love songs out of them, then that spark is put into the klipa. על כן, בכל ניגון חדש שיצא מגויים, on every nigun, every melody that comes in the goyim, צריך לייסד לו דברים, we have to put words to it, מפי סופרים ומפי ספרים, from scribes and from books, דברי קדושה. כדי להמשיך, now here we get into the language, כדי להמשיך את הניצוץ בסתרא אחרא, בסתרא דקדושה.
Okay.
To take that from סתרא אחרא, בסתרא דקדושה. זוהי שבחובה. כאשר צריך להמשיך הפושעים, החטאים להשיב רבים מעוון. It's like we have to bring people back to תשובה. כך בשירי הקודש. ממשיכים נפתח קדושה, או לישרים, כאן תוקף בברם. So by the way, this was done throughout history. Uh, this book is full of music that comes from great, and the nigunim of the Ashkenazim were.
I love to sing and school with Beatle music.
No, I like when they do.
When I was in BMT, so I don't know if
Great.
you remember this. Oh no, someone told me the story of BMT about Bloy. Saul and I spent a year in Israel together. Along with Ezra Tao, we Towels and Stewie Dage.
Was that like 100 years ago?
So they were wearing it the other day.
So anyway,
You think sleeping on top of him might get something?
so
Oh, you got the.
I can't believe I'm going to tell this story. Anyway, to put this on pause. Okay. So
Come on, we want to hear. Come on, what is that?
It wasn't. Next time, come.
He's in Boston.
Okay. It's worse.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best.
Now you're going to tell me you're a Red Sox fan? Oh,
Never. Wow. You know what? I can't believe you even said. Wow.
Okay. So in Rav Loy, he loved Nigunim and Nigun, all this J loved Nigunim. Anyway,
Like that comment?
one day, one of the students tells him, "Rabbi, I have a great Nigun for you." He goes, "Yeah, let's hear it." He goes, he looks around with this. Da 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 la la da 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 la la da 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 da. That's a great Nigun. The whole class should sing it. Where'd you get it from? Yes, Rabbi, I can't say.
There's it.
Jay Giles band.
There you go.
What is it?
Oh, it's the centerfold song. Oh, boy.
And they were singing it, and he said, This is exactly this point. This is exactly the point.
Great.
It's to take what is it called? Something angel in the center. My angel in the center.
It's probably like a triple X song.
No, back then. Today they have, there's been a whole written all.
Then it's holy compared.
No, but the point is
People rap.
that how much. But Moshe finds right. Halacha Esav Sonet Yaakov, and that is the and it never change. And therefore, you can't take their music, even though, well, he's not a Hasid. He's a Yeshiva Litvisher. Okay,
But is he worried that you might come to accept them? You might find them not so.
that's right. You have to keep separate.
Yeah.
I mean, I told you what happened in Sukkot last week. I forget what I told you. What I didn't tell you. Did I tell you about the non-Jewish couple that I had in my sukkah?
No, they don't know. They didn't
I
know.
forget about.
I think that's, it's a different story.
No.
It's a good story.
We many years ago became friends with a non-Jewish couple, young couple, married. And they get,
Same story.
yeah, close up. And but now they came over for Sukkot. They came and we brought them into our house.
Jeremiah, right?
Jeremiah Raphael, yes.
Wow, you remember it.
You know why? Because when he was giving a class in the summer about, he was saying the Christians know the Bible so well, Isaiah, and I yelled out Jeremiah. He said, "Oh, Jeremiah, yeah, I have a good friend." Jeremiah.
So they came to Israel. They came to Penny Kedem, not only Israel, but hardcore. Penny Kedem this summer, and they were in our sukkah. And then an Israeli, Sfaradi actually, saw me and he said,
That lives in Penny
Penny
Kedem.
Kedem.
There's only, how many people in Penny Kedem?
It's about, no, I mean, 60 families, yeah, about 300 people.
300 people.
It's flock.
And yes, did you have Goyim in your sukkah? I said, yeah, I did. And did you bring them to the synagogue? Yes, I did. They were in the synagogue too. So it's very bad. They reduced the holiness of your sukkah, and they turn it to the sitra achara, to the devil. And you brought them into the synagogue.
They can't hear you. You're talking too loud.
That's on purpose.
It's a joke.
And you brought and you brought them into the synagogue. Now I said, what about ki beti tefillah yikareh lechol ha'amim? What about Zechariah that says that all the nations build up? What about Zechariah that says all the nations will come to Jerusalem and celebrate Sukkot?
Shlomo HaMelech said it too
What's
in
that?
Malachim Aleph. Shlomo HaMelech Malachim Aleph in Perek Het.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. That all the nations will pray. This is what we're about. It's like we've so much lost our focus about what our job is supposed to be in this world. We have so much turned it into a religion of caring about whether they're dolphins in the tuna fish, and whether they're bugs in the water, and whether there's whether they counted whether the sleeves are up to their ankles, and all these things that are purposeless piety.
Oh, yeah.
Purposeless piety. And this is, it's a way of feeling good about yourself without doing the job.
Because that's easy.
That's easy. It's
Sure.
easy. Our job is very simple to say, is to make humanity good. That's all. That's all.
All ugly.
Simple but not easy.
Simple to say. And it gets even harder when we don't know what we're doing. We don't know that's our job. And that's what it turned into. That's what it turned. We got sidetracked.
You know how you got sidetracked, but I don't like to defend anybody who says otherwise. Of course, it's great that you had the couple that you have. But when you spend a couple of thousand years running away from people that are trying to slaughter you, kill your family, every man, woman, and child.
They put up the seclusion.
So you spent I'm not defending, I'm just saying it's a reality. You spend a lot of time running for your life, you know.
But now today we have.
But this guy who told
now
him that
we have a country we don't have to be afraid
No,
of.
this guy not
This guy not.
I agree. No.
So
guys
now we
have a country
as a
we don't have to be
nation,
afraid of them.
Oh, we're still coming.
Wherever you pull a tzaddik v'kam, we as a nation, we never, I mean, I know you're saying, yes, that could be the explanation of why
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people are doing this,
Yeah.
but we never victimize ourselves. We always said, we always said, well, how can we improve? We took every punch and we said, how do we improve from that punch? We took every blow and we said, how are we going to develop as a nation? That's our greatness. And we had a lot of blows, so we became very developed. Okay, let's get into our thing. This is another very good point. I have how much? About 10, 15 minutes like that? Okay. I'm gonna steal some time from next week's class.
We'll wake you up, Tony. We'll wake you up.
Okay.
You're doing it by Zoom next week, right? 4 a.m.
Yeah, for him, it's no big deal, by the way. For him, it's not really. He's on all weird times.
Yeah.
He has a class every morning over here, every morning, with three people.
Yeah.
Ricky, Rudy.
The two people, Ricky, Rudy, and Jeffrey Dwight.
Jeffrey
Jeffrey counts as two because he talks a lot.
Every single day for many years.
Yeah, he told us.
Yeah, and it starts at what time?
No, 7:15 over here.
Yeah, so.
That's 2
No,
days.
No, that's the afternoon. That's
My
the
afternoon, my
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah.
No, I. Okay.
Yeah.
No, we have to get into the because another very important point.
Go ahead.
Can we start the Haftarah already?
No.
Which one?
It's 3 different days.
Masa devar Adonai Yisrael biyad Malachi. Okay, Malachi is living about 500, between 500 and 470 BCE.
Mhm.
So we came back to it's
Right.
40,000 in the time of Zerubbabel. This is already the second generation after going back. There already is a Beit HaMikdash. Haggai, these are the last three of the written prophets. Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. They go in there in that order historically. Haggai speaks about building the Beit HaMikdash. Zechariah is at the beginning of it, and Malachi is already, it's become corrupted. Took
Took about 5 minutes.
Skip the bunch.
We'll see.
I thought the second Beit HaMikdash wasn't too bad. As far as that's not honest.
No, there are other things.
No, corrupted meaning in the sense of.
We'll see in a minute. We'll see in a minute. And this is the reason why I told it for the Haftarah. Malachi, they're not sure that that's his name. The Septuagint says Biyad Malacho, right? He says Biyad Malacho. Hashem sent in Devar Adonai Yisrael Biyad Malacho, his messenger.
First to in this.
And he also could be.
Yirmiyah as Malach, I might say what?
Yes,
First to
yes.
Yirmiyah as Malach as Shem Tzivavot. So
We'll see in a minute.
he's referring. Rabbi Sassoon will tell you. He is saying Malachi. He's referring to his.
Right.
By he's Malach
No,
Shem Tzivavot Yirmiyah.
Yeah,
He's
because
a great prophet who precedes him.
because he says
So he says he's Malachi. He's my Malach.
in 2:7. Just if you have the Tanakh, open up to
Yeah.
27.
Yeah.
Sorry, a little bit before that. Sorry.
Yeah. It's before.
2:4. וידעתם כי שילחתי עליכם את המצווה הזאת להיות בריתי את לוי אמר אדוני צבאות. בריתי הייתה איתו, החיים והשלום, ואתנם לו מורא ויראני, ופני שמי ניחתו, תורת אמת הייתה בפיהו, ועוולה לא נמצא בשפתיו. בשלום ומישור הלך איתי ורבים משים עוון, כי שפתי כהן ישמרו דעת, בתורה יבקשו מפיהו, כי מלאך אדוני צבאות הוא, ואתם סרתם מן הדרך. Okay, so let's talk about Yirmiyahu. So another reason why it's Malachi, it's a reference to, it's another way of writing about Yirmiyahu.
Right.
But he's writing in his time, in 450,
Yeah.
and he has.
Haki's there.
What?
Haki, his father's. Haki, his father's.
He and his father.
Haki and his father's. I think I know that.
You mean mention this? Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah.
אהבתי אתכם אמר אדוני, ואמרתם, במה אהבתנו? Hashem says, I loved you. So now this is a language of like having an argument, and you say the other side of the argument. The Navi is saying both sides of the argument. Hashem says, I loved, but you say, how did you love it? Bama ahavtanu. How did I show you love? Halo ach esav liYaakov. Now he's answering. Halo ach esav liYaakov numar Adonai va ohav et Yaakov v'et Esav saneti. I love Yaakov and I hate Esav. Ve'asim et harav shemama ve'nachalato letanot midbar. I made his mountains barren and his portion to be a place of wilderness and midbar and of wilderness. So here you have Ahavti Yaakov v'saneti. How does that love and that hate being shown? By the nature of the land. The land itself shows that God loves Yaakov. He has a beautiful land, Israel, and he hates Esav because their land is barren and dry. Where is Esav's land today? Where is Edom?
Southern Jordan.
Southern Jordan, opposite Elat. If you look across the Red Sea or the bay over there.
There's no oil there.
Ki tomar Edom rushashnu.
Side, the west side of the mountain.
They don't get a lot of rain there at all. It's very dry and it's very steep, very, very steep. So the whatever rain they get runs off very quickly. It doesn't have a chance to absorb into the ground, and therefore there's no vegetation. Ki tomar Edom rushashnu. When Edom says we become poor, v'nashuv v'nivneh choravot. Okay, we'll build again the things. Kol Adonai Tzevot hema yivnu v'ani eros. They're going to build. I'm going to destroy it. V'kar'u lahem gevul rish'ah. Their land will be called the land of evil. והעם אשר זעם אדוני עד עולם, and the nation which God is infuriated with forever. Benechem tir'ena, atem tomru, and you're going to see Am Yisrael, and you'd say Yigdal Adonai ma'al gvul Yisrael, and you'll say how great is God even beyond the borders of Israel. That's the first nevuah, and that's the reason why the Haftarah was chosen. Now, the Haftarah continues. There's sometimes not every part of the Haftarah is related to the parasha, but there's an important message in this. Ben Yechabedav ve'eved Adonav. Pasuk 6. A son should respect his father, and a servant should respect his master. Ve'im av ani ayeh kevodi, God's saying. Ve'im Elohim ani ayeh morai. If I'm your father, where's my respect? And if I'm your master, where's the fear of me? Amar Adonai Tzvaot, lachem hakohanim. Lachem hakohanim. We have some kohanim.
You priests. Tawil.
Rami, we almost outnumber you here.
Oh, you got how many? You really do?
We're even.
1, 4,
Yeah.
3, yeah.
We're even.
3. Oh,
And we have another Levi also. So we,
yeah.
Shevet Levi is rules.
Right.
He doesn't want to admit it though.
Well,
He would not that the Kohanim are better than him.
He gets to go up to the Torah 200 times a year.
Kohanim bozei shemi.
When he doesn't show up, I get to go up playing.
Yeah.
Kohanim bozei shemi.
Right.
You shame my name. V'amartem bameh bazinu et shemecha. And if you say, how do we shame your name? Magishim al mizbechi lechem megoal. You put on my altar disgusting food. V'amartem bameh galnucha. Why is it disgusting? Be'morchem shulchan Adonai nivzehu. You treat it as something shameful. B'ki tagishun iver lizboach en ra'ah. If you put a blind animal as a korban, there's nothing wrong with it. B'ki tagishu piseach v'chole en ra'ah, and you put a lame and a sickly animal, there's no bad in that. Hakriveu na lefechatecha. Offer it to your governor, to your mayor, your non-Jewish mayor. Hayitzecha ba'yisaf hanecha amar Adonai Tzvaot. Bata haluna penei. And now pray to God. So this is talking about sacrifice. They're bringing
Not the choice.
crap.
The junk. The absolute
crap.
junk that they have.
Just
So now-
fulfilling the obligation.
Yeah, they're just
Lack of respect.
lack of respect. It's not that God eats the sacrifice like that, but where's the respect? Where's the respect?
Can I ask you a
Kohanim-
question?
What's that?
Like right after the second Mikdash was built, they went to full force
Yeah.
korbanot, the whole
Yeah.
ritual.
Yeah, of course.
They had no trouble with the tumah, tahara, things like that. They just
No, I didn't have any trouble with it. And it's not mentioned that they did a paraduma either in the text. From in the Masechet Paraduma, it mentioned. Oh, you know what?
he knows all the Mishnah. Next week he's giving the
It mentions that there was 9 parot adumot, and one of them comes from the is Sofer, and before and Zerubbabel did one. Your Tzedek, your Tzedek HaKohen. So, but in the text it doesn't mention. And he goes further. Pray to God. Became panim. I wish you wouldn't open the gates, lock the gates of my Bet HaMikdash, and you won't fire up my altar. Hinam. I have no desire in you. I don't want you minchafim. Ki mimizrach shemesh be'ad mevo'o gadol shmo bagoyim.
Shemi bagoyim.
Shemi bagoyim. ובכל מקום מוכתר מוגש לשמי ולמנחה טהורה. כי גדול שמי בגויים אמר אדוני צבאות. The whole world
Is doing better than
knows my name and is sacrificing. But recognizes me. ואתם מחללים אותו באמורכם, שולחן אדוני מגואל. הוא.
ונבוא נבזה.
וליבו נבזה אוכלו. Okay. Now, I only have a couple more minutes, and what I want to say, this is a message for us today as well. Instead of sacrifices, we have tefillah. Instead of our tefillah has to have at least as much concentration as we give towards our cell phones. At least. And it's hard for several reasons. Number one, we grew up, Baruch Hashem, all of us grew up in a community that is committed to prayer. We've prayed, we've been in synagogue many, many times. And I dare say that even the Chazanim, maybe you drove a manual transmission car. I know that. I once drove in your Saab.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you explained to me. I said, why do you like a manual transmission? He goes, because I can do this.
You say so.
Well, feel you're in control.
Yeah. So even though sometimes you feel like the mouth is running, but the foot is on the clutch. In other words, the engine's going, but there's a disengagement between the mind and the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that is very frequently felt.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons.
Go 100 miles an hour. They tell the Hazan.
But even if they go
Go fast.
slow, you see, even if they go slow, and even if they're in the middle of a great aria from Verdi or something like that, they're thinking more about the music and the performance, and even that, and that's just one of the reasons for it. Another reason, the nature of the tefillah itself. The nature of tefillah itself is that it's the same thing every day, okay? And also the synonyms. Sometimes you get a chain. Shir u'shvacha, halev zimra, ozar mishal, hesach v'udo. It takes a lot of work, a lot of concentration. What I try to do, and every time you have a chain of synonyms, I try to get the nuances that are being said over there. Because when you're trying to capture the sublime and articulate the sublime, we're sort of groping. And sometimes I feel in the tefillah, what the authors of the tefillah are doing, they're trying to capture something that's really beyond words. So they were trying, let's try this, and all these different words are trying to capture things that are glimpsing. So it requires this, and that means it requires work, requires study, and there's a lot of depth. And the third thing is getting over the language barrier and trying to make it new every day. What I recommend, and with this I'll end for tonight, what I recommend is that I don't, on Mondays and Thursdays, I don't try to pray everything. I just don't try. I try to pray different things every Monday and Thursday, in the Taharim especially. In the from Birkot Kriyat Shema till after the David, with that I say everything. But I like to start from, no matter what time I come, from V'titpalel Shana. Allah Sivi Adonai Rama Kabir, beautiful. Atoi Kemar Avrivim V'Tikamat Tikifin Malchutei Malchut Alam. Great words. And I take selections from the whole Pesukei Zimra in that section, and And I tried to pray Kriyat Shema together with Kriyat Shema from Kriyat Shema, because there's something to be able to be saying Shema Yisrael together with the whole Kahal. And it's great over here in the community that we say it out loud, not where I come from. Everyone is saying it low. And it requires work. And this is an idea that, what's that?
I know you pray with something.
It's a sore topic, I have to say, it's a sore topic. For me, it's this year, since Selichot, since when I got back from Montana, which I did Selichot on my own over there with Michal, but, and the Bears.
To Michal,
Someone's like,
That's a good one. That's a good one. To Michal will be Betfilat Shav. Yeah, taking God's name in vain because there's no chance to forgive me. Once I got back, I started going to the Haredi town next door. They have a Sfaradi prayer. It's actually it's very nice. But in my town, we don't always get a minyan. We have something over here that's very special in our community.
He was on Shabbat, he was in Gan Eden. I turned around to him and he said, yeah, like,
No,
he was loving it.
I can relate, because the last 5-6 weeks I was in Israel, Atlanta, Dallas. And
Nothing.
He was following the bell.
Nothing. Zero.
Yeah,
Zero.
no, even in Jerusalem.
Yeah, no,
Even in
Jerusalem.
Moroccan shul,
Jerusalem,
the bullets aren't good.
Maybe it's worse than all of them.
I mean, I prayed at Sephardi shul, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
Moroccan.
it's not.
but remember, that's the benefit also by the fact that we're praying in a kahal that we're used to and we're comfortable, and we're praying that it's not even the understanding, comprehending the words, it's just the whole atmosphere brings us to a higher spiritual level.
Right, so that's something you have there, that's such a benefit. And we have the fact that it is every day gives us a chance to capture and get aspects of tefillah that we didn't get yesterday and the day before. But it does require, I believe, not during the tefillah time, but other times, trying to get down to bore down into the words, get and mine the diamonds that are contained in the words of the tefillah.
Rabbi Shama used to do on a Sunday, would stop in the middle and just start explaining one piece.
That's where it'd be.
But
Stop in the middle and start explaining, and everybody gets inspired, and then keep going.
apparatus to give you that
Right, it's not
spiritual like that. That's why you need to concentrate more on the words and understanding the words, as opposed to if we have a flow and you get like
No, they
conversation.
go 100 miles an hour.
No,
There's
I'm not talking 100 miles an hour, but if you come in on a Shabbat morning and just being in the atmosphere and hearing the nigun and stuff like that gets you to a spiritual higher level and makes you appreciate and.
No, there is something to that,
Right.
undoubtedly.
If you're in a hilltop, then you're gonna have to really concentrate on the
Right,
words.
and people also, they do have, people have a general sense of what's going on. I mean, it's clear that people are general, and excuse me, because of yeshiva education, we do catch words here and there, there's undoubtedly, but even when you know Hebrew, there's another aspect of being engaged, and that's the point I want to get to. Of they're saying the words, they're thinking about the words, and they're praying the words, right? Saying the words, we're okay, but being engaged with the words and having them affect you, walking away from a tefillah, and there are words at different times of the year pop out at you, like al kol sonenu, al bamot oivenu. These are things that these last years, very impactful for me, and so and the way I translate it, if Malachi or the Navi whose writings were here today, would not only speak to the Kohanim, but to all of us, that when we're offering, we're making our Korban Tamid, our personal Korban Tamid, which is really prayer is a big step up from Korbanot, and it's an individual thing, and it's a communal thing, and individual. It's such a great balance. So The message tonight from Malachi is, let's not bring a piseach river v'choleh. We're not going to bring a lame and a sick and a blind tefillah. We're going to bring a tefillah that, let's say we pray for 25 minutes. Let's get 5 minutes. 5 minutes of engaged in the tefillah. And there's so many other benefits to being in the Bet Knesset and to being connected to Hashem in our daily prayer, and even more so when we take the words. So what did we cover tonight? We covered a little bit of history about Esav, Edom. We went through different things about why there's such hatred of Esav, and it's read back into the parasha, even though I can make a strong case, but I won't do it now. For Esav.
I was gonna ask you, it's all that follows what you said good about Esav and Tanakh just totally shambles.
Because of what happened with Edom, because Edom became and after the destruction, they took part in they were back, they stabbed us in the back. And of course, we spoke about what was happening in the time of the Beit HaMikdash, at the time of the second Beit HaMikdash, the beginning. Now, Malachi ends, the last words of the Malachi ends with a pasuk that we're familiar with, and will end with.
Everybody knows it.
Zichru Torah Moshe Avdi. Remember the Torah of Moshe, my servant, Asher tziviti oto bechorev, al kol Yisrael chukim shvatim. I commanded him laws and statutes. Hine anochi sholech lechem et Eliya Navi, lifnei bo yom Hashem, b'yom Adonai hagadol v'hanora. I'm going to send Eliya Navi before the day of God, the awesome and awful and great day of God. Peshiv levavot al banim v'lebanim al avotam, and he will return the hearts of their fathers on the children, v'lev banim al avotam, and the hearts of the children onto their fathers. Pen avo v'hiketi et haaretz cherem. Blessed will come and destroy the world. Armageddon. Armageddon stands for Megiddo. And which way is it? First of all, lev avot al banim, the fathers on the children. So who goes first? Lev avot al banim, the fathers to the children. Levanim al avotam. It's the, and this is a critical point. It is the combination of the old and the new. We spoke about this last week, and Rav Shagad brought it down. We need this dialogue. We need to be grounded in tradition, but not afraid to be dynamic. So thank you guys. This is great. I love giving the class.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want you guys to all know, please put on those papers you brought your telephone, your cell phone numbers. Because all of the communication that every one of you is gonna have is gonna be with him, with the rabbi, not me. Because at this juncture, I handed it over.
I'm gonna be.
Wait.
He's in charge.
You know what? I'm gonna be Mincha in B'ezrat Hashem tomorrow in Sephardic. You can put it in Rabbi Ricky's.
Oh, tomorrow, yeah.
Tomorrow Mincha.
Yeah.
You put it in Rabbi, if you're gonna be in tomorrow morning in the Sephardic, you put it in with Rabbi Ricky's desk. And
Right.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah, but I didn't write specific stuff, I just wrote notes for myself to like.
Yeah, that's right. I'll look at it better.
Oh, so.
That's what I'm saying, put the phone numbers,
Oh, no, I have a better idea.
yeah.
Um,
You want me to bring you,
I can take.
you wanna come back to New York?
that,
I could take it and just speak to you about it. like-
no, you can record yourself.
Okay.
Oh, make a recording and WhatsApp it up.
Or I could just scan the paper, the sheets that have the comments, and then I'll send it to you. We could talk on the phone.
Right.
Good. All of those are good. All of those.
I wrote these mine out, but if you can't.
You have any?
I have mine's a minute.
I don't see any face to face.
words.
It's the best time tomorrow.
I'm here the whole day tomorrow.
What do you think?
We'll be in Israel.
What?
Fun, huh?
No,
Here,
it's
here,
like
here,
this.
I'm here.
Be the next day.
You see all day tomorrow.
I didn't want to come.
In this house all day.
Yeah, just call.
From 10 to.
If you leave this and you can call and speak with him for a few minutes tomorrow, that's good.
Whatever you want, why
You wanna leave it or you?
Let me leave it because it's.
Yes.
I mind.
Hold on.
Okay, bye.
But I need.
Right.
Yeah, it's right.
What I said with Vanessa.
You made it much
Oh,
more
let me tell them goodbye.
readable than the first.
Guys,
But-
signing off.
This.
Have a good week.
The language-
AB, Ronnie, you too. Have a good one.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, see you soon. Looking forward, Ron. Okay,
It's like the
Best.
code.
best.
We should
Love you. See ya.
Alrighty.
better words.
Oh, my
we should
God.
Elevate the
I
language.
can't understand half the words of this. I got words in them. I don't heard. I got.
I think it's ugly. And Morris's one, I got Morris's.
Oh, you got one.
Brilliant, brilliant, but needs to be redone. It's brilliant, but
You have, you want to,
I wrote comics, but if you want, if you want to give me a word version, I'll rewrite parts of it.
Ronnie, you okay with that?
I'm sorry, just 1 second. Stop recording.
Listen,
Just 1 second.
Cause like he puts